saw Wicked the other day, and yeah, it also goes back to what I was saying about how individuals are not always what they seem. Sometimes it's the ones who are pretending so hard to be so kind and so sweet when that's not their manner, and I don't want to give it away, but it's like they're used to getting what they want. They're used to everything working in their favor. They have no struggle. They have no strife. There is no creativity in them because they haven't been through anything. They haven't learned any lessons. They don't know what pain feels like. And if you know any artists, in order for them to really create anything, a lot of it comes from pain. They do some of their best work when they are in a place of just constant, either some form of heartache, some type of pain, some type of strife. And the only way that they can transmute that is through creativity in any way, form, shape, or form that can be. And it sucks because the majority of the time there are these vultures that literally just stay around in order to take from these individuals who are here to create, because it's like God uses that vessel to be able to come down and just live, breathe, and just talk and just be through. And you have these individuals who do not have that connection, so therefore what do? They find ways to take that, and when they take that, they pass it off as if it's theirs. When they take that, they find ways to perform any type of craft in order to cloak themselves as if they are about that lifestyle, as if they come from that. And I believe that's how a lot of God's children get tripped up, because we've been in solitude and we've been through so much turmoil for so long. We extend an olive branch because we're thinking that these individuals are like us because they appear to be like us in the spirit, in the energy, but they're nothing like us. They're not like us. Just thinking about it now in my head. Oh my gosh. Oh, now I must go listen to that. But he's right. They're not like us. So if they don't come from that, then therefore they can't produce it. So what happens is they can't create it. So they find ways to cloak it to make it seem like they're like that. So then they find ways to gather individuals. And it makes me think back to Jake and Finn with the Ice King. He just kept grabbing princesses, and they're just like, why are we all here? Like, we want to go back to our land. We want to go back home. And it's because he needs that feminine energy. He needs that royal, divine feminine energy. So if he can go out there and literally capture as much, because why was he not getting any princes? Like, why? Why was it always princesses? Like, princesses, yeah. Why is that? And it's because it's divine feminine energy. It's not because he was afraid to fight them. He had a whole team of, like, he'd have been fine, these little penguins. And it's like, it was the divine feminine royal energy. Now, I mean, if we got a little darker, he probably could have been trying to, but it was a cartoon. But it's divine feminine royal energy. So you come in from this divine amazing line, divine amazing lineage from God, and it's a lot of creative power in divine feminine energy. It's a lot a man can do when he has a divine feminine behind him. Well, not behind, right beside him. So you look at a lot of artists, they were able to go far, but they went further once they were able to meet that divine feminine who had that creativity, that power, and still had that protection in many different realms. Like, the level of creativity that individual can do, like, it's amazing. So even when you have a divine royal entity, well, not entity, but more so like a divine royal being, it's the same exact vibe. It's the same energy. So that's why he was able to pull from these divine princesses from all different realms. He captured all of them. And that's what they do. They oh, they're so wicked. They find them and they send out individuals and to find them. And when they find them, it becomes a pipeline of feeding, a cesspool of feeding off of that energy, a cesspool of feeding off of. And then it goes back to even in scripture when he says, "Be wary of the ones that are all eating out of the same bowl," or something. I gotta go back and look at it. But those that are all eating out of the same, that are all put into the same pocketbook. So if it's a cesspool of that type of energy and they're all sharing that, because you can cloak it, shapeshift to anything you want to appear to look like, and then she becomes weary, she becomes drained, because now the energy that was coming from God, it was just normal, because she doesn't know, it's just who she is. And it makes so much sense, because it's like, now that energy is coming down from her all the time, now there's someone else that's feeding off of that. That's another thing, goes back to the whole point of us all being, making sure that we're married, because you need to make sure that you have a covenant up under God. You can't just be out here just giving away that divine juice, that divine elixir. So what happens is, now you're feeding this whole family, this whole coven of individuals that are not from your kingdom. And it goes back to, even when you look at it, like, certain individuals are only able to marry into royalty. Royalty marries into royalty, only certain families. And this one was already promised to that one, because you don't want that seed to be rooted into your bloodline. You want your lineage and your bloodline to remain strong, because it was already, for so many centuries, already have been told that this is who you are from. So these are the children that are going to come through this womb, so they're directly from the kingdom. This is their soul, this is their spirit, this is who they are, this is their body, their vessel. So when I looked in the film, she had already harnessed so much pain, and which is another amazing thing to be able to do, to harness so much of that energy and being able to take so many lashes, to being able to take so much pain and yet do not do anything about it, which makes me also go back to slavery, and how, well, not go back to, when we think about slavery, and how they were able to just sing and work, because they knew that once they responded in a negative way, not only the fact that they would be in jeopardy of their lives, but also in the fact that they would be giving out energy that was not deserving of these individuals. So if you know that what they're doing is they're beating you, they're harming you, they're abusing you, it's a need to feed and siphon off of your pain. But if you're able to harness that energy, whereas you're able to hold it, it's like when you're working out, like you don't go and you don't lift anything and your body's just loose. You stay in a form. You stay in a form in order to pick up the weight, in order to do any crunches, to do any type of exercising. You stay in a form. You stay structured, you stay solid, you stay whole, because you know that you're picking up something that is heavy. You're increasing your endurance. You're doing something that's gonna cause your body to respond to it in any type of way, shape, or form. So by you doing that, you're harnessing your energy, you're holding your energy, you're not allowing yourself to just go off the loop and just be angry and do all of these other different things. It's also showing you etiquetteness when it comes to professionalism, when it comes to connecting with individuals. And it may not be the greatest conversation, it may not be the greatest way of communicating, but you got to also be mindful that others see your light, others see your power, others see your lineage, even though they may not have been given exact contact. And there are some who have been given it, who have been literally, who are from your family or from your kingdom, but they chose to be drafted into the other side. And by them being drafted into the other side, there's a cesspool of needing to allow others to feed off their energy. And a lot of times they were just tricked, because they thought this was the right way. They thought this is who I was supposed to be with. This is what I was supposed to go. This is the right answer. This is it. This is the promised land. This is God. This is it. But it's not. It's just a lot of tricks and traits. So to go right back to the movie, it's people would appear to look like they have power because they have money and they have influence and they have individuals that are willing to do any and everything to be around them, which goes back to the clout, which goes back to them constantly needing to be puffed up, constantly needing to be reminded that they are great, that they are marvelous, they are so amazing, when they really are out here trying to find those who actually have that divine energy. And if they have that great divine energy, that one does not get too much shared with the rest of the team. That one goes to the highest of the high, right? In their kingdom. And it becomes a need of back to the Ice King, back to Wicked, where I want you to be up under me. Because if you're up under me, I'm protected by that energy, which is what you walk with because you come from God. And I also can siphon off of when I get you upset. I can siphon off of when I abuse you. I can siphon off of when I hurt you. And if I can definitely get you to have some children, then that's just more to add to more energy that I can take. And when I feel that you're not giving me exactly enough energy that I was getting from you in the beginning, then I'll just discard you, which goes into narcissism. And then I'll find another individual that has a stronger light. And I'll just continue to have multiple O's in different area codes. But yeah, because now that I've let out this collection of divine feminine energy that comes from God, therefore I can feed off of it. And when I don't want you, I can just throw you to one of my peasants that I have that tells me that I'm great all the time and let them have a little bit of it. And then you become shared. I remember this girl that I knew growing up. We were friends. Well, she was friends with my best friend, but we all hung out. And she dated this guy, he was very handsome. And they went to school together in a neighborhood. And which I thought was the oddest thing when my best friend had told me what happened, he said to her that if she loved him, that she would let some of his friends be with her. And this is like perfect for what I'm talking about, because he had already took her virginity, and so now it's like he was cheating, and it's like after over a certain amount of time she was gorgeous, like she was always gorgeous, and I just thought it was so odd for him to treat her in that manner. But I get it now. Even now, like the things that I've been through, I get it, because it's like you're not able to produce the light that they had. Like it was very potent in the beginning, and now it's been dulled down. And so now that it's dulled down, it's like I can't get the same energy that I was getting from you before. I can't feed off of you at that level anymore. It's like I was eating, I don't know, filet mignon. Now I'm eating like fast food burgers coming from your energy. So now I'll just give you to somebody else, but I'll make it seem like it's your fault. So even when I do want to actually pull from you, I can still pull from you, like, because I've already tied a cord to your energy. I've already tied a cord to your spirit body. So I can still pull from you, because I got to get you in a great deal of pain. I got to make you feel like you're worthless. I got to make you feel like you're nothing. And therefore I can pull from that pain. So yeah. So even back to the film, it just all makes sense, because she knew how to harness that pain, because for so long she had known what it was like to have to hold that pain in. And that pain was able for her to use, for her to be able to literally just, I don't want to tell the film, but for her to be able to do great things with. And so find a way to transmute your pain and find a way to harness it. Because if you don't, you're just out here just, I don't want to put it in just words, but you're leaking this amazing, beautiful elixir that these entities are able to feed off of. So just stay focused on yourself. Know that you are loved. I love you, and I'm proud of you, and you got this.